If you're noticing strange synchronicities, repeating numbers, or sudden disruptions in your life, it is not random. This is the quantum field responding to your signal. This is the universe finally talking back. And if you're noticing this, it means you have finally awakened the hidden path. This is not spirituality as you know it. This is physics, proven by one of the most baffling and undeniable experiments in history, the observer effect. For decades, you have been told that reality is a fixed, solid thing happening to you. But the evidence shows something else entirely. It shows that reality has been listening. It has been waiting for you to notice. In the next 45 minutes, I am going to show you how to decode these strange signs and consciously engineer this feedback loop to create your desired reality. I know you felt like you were shouting into a void. I know the exhaustion of doing all the work, saying the affirmations, holding the vision, only to be met with silence. That frustration ends today. This journey begins not in a temple but in a laboratory. It begins with an experiment so profound it shattered our understanding of existence. The double-slit experiment. For those who aren't familiar, scientists shot tiny particles like electrons at a screen with two slits in it. When no one was watching, the particles behaved like waves, going through both slits at once, creating an interference pattern. But the moment a device was set up to observe which slit the particle went through, everything changed. The particle stopped acting like a wave of potential and behaved like a single, solid thing going through only one slit. Let that sink in. The very act of observation, of consciousness, collapsed infinite possibility into a single, concrete reality. This isn't a theory. It is a repeatedly proven scientific fact. It is the observer effect, and it is the key that unlocks everything. It proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that the universe is not a dead mechanical clockwork. It is an interactive system, a responsive intelligence. It proves that your consciousness is not a passive passenger in this life. You are an active participant in the creation of what you experience. You are, in a very real sense, collapsing the wave of potential with every moment of your awareness. So if this is true, why does it feel like your intentions go unanswered? Why the deafening silence? You have been meditating, visualizing, scripting, pouring your heart out to a universe that seems to ignore you. You felt the deep, soul-crushing frustration of doing everything you were told was right, only to see your circumstances remain stubbornly the same. It creates a cognitive dissonance, a painful gap between the spiritual truth you want to believe and the physical reality you see every day. This is not a personal failure. You are not broken. Your signal is not too weak. You are simply given the wrong instruction manual. If this scientific, evidence-based approach to reality creation resonates with you, hit the like button now. It tells the algorithm this content matters and helps it reach others who are ready to awaken this path. You have been told to shout your desires into the cosmos, to affirm what you want over and over again. But this approach is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of the mechanism. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, but shouting into a void, waiting for an echo that never came back? Here is the secret. We need to introduce a new metaphor, a more accurate model. The cosmic echo. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a vast quantum canyon. For years you have been shouting words into it. I am wealthy. I am loved. I am healed. And you have waited for the echo of those words to return to you. But the canyon remains silent. The frustration builds. You shout louder, with more force, with more desperation. Still nothing. Now understand this. The universe, this quantum field, does not echo your words. It doesn't care about the content of your shout. It echoes the frequency of your voice. If you shout, I am wealthy, but the underlying frequency of your voice is vibrating with the energy of lack, of doubt, of desperation, the field will not return wealth. It will precisely and perfectly echo the frequency of lack. It will bring you more circumstances that make you feel desperate. It is a perfect mirror not of your words but of your being. The echo is always immediate. It is always precise. The reason you thought it wasn't working is because you were listening for the wrong thing. You were listening for the words when you should have been feeling for the frequency. By the end of this video, you will move from feeling like you're shouting into a void to having a direct conversation with reality. using your quantum signal to receive an immediate, cosmic echo. You will learn to stop focusing on the words you are shouting and instead become the master of the very frequency you broadcast. This is the hidden path, and you are already on it. So, how does the quantum field work? Think of it less like an empty stage and more like an infinite ocean of energy, waiting for a vibration to give it form. For centuries, we saw the universe as a collection of fixed objects, a clockwork machine. But quantum physics shattered that illusion. It revealed that beneath the surface of what we call reality is a vibrant, intelligent field of pure potential. This isn't philosophy. This is the bedrock of modern science. The most profound demonstration of this is the famous double-slit experiment. Scientists fired particles, the building blocks of matter, at a screen with two slits. When they weren't looking, the particles behaved like waves, passing through both slits simultaneously, existing in a state of all possibilities at once. But the moment they placed a detector to observe which slit the particle went through, something impossible happened. The wave of potential collapsed. The particle chose a single path. It behaved like a solid object simply because it was being watched. Read that again in your mind. The act of observation, the act of consciousness being directed, literally forced the universe to make a choice. It collapsed infinite potential into a single, concrete experience. This is the mechanism. This is the physics of creation. Consciousness is not a passive passenger in a predetermined universe. It is the active force that turns the energy of the quantum field into the matter of your life. This is where we must introduce the core concept that changes everything. We call it the quantum signal. Your quantum signal is the total energetic frequency you are constantly emitting. It's not just your positive thoughts. That's a tiny fraction of the broadcast. It is the sum total of your conscious beliefs, your deep subconscious programming, your emotional state, your ancestral patterns, everything. It is the complex, unified vibration of your entire being. This signal is what the quantum field reads. It is the sound that you send out into the cosmos, the sound that creates the echo you call your life. And this single truth explains every frustration you have ever had with creating your reality. It is the key that unlocks the mystery of why your efforts felt like they were met with silence. For years, traditional manifestation has taught you to focus on the shout, the affirmation, the vision board, the words you repeat over and over again. I am wealthy. I am loved. I am healthy. You have been shouting these words into the void, hoping for an echo. But the universe, the quantum field, does not echo your words. It echoes your frequency. It reflects the tone of the voice doing the shouting. If you shout, I am abundant, but the underlying frequency of your quantum signal, your subconscious belief system, your emotional body, is vibrating with the tone of lack, fear, and not enough. The field doesn't hear the words. It feels the vibration. It receives the signal of lack, and, as per the laws of physics, it perfectly and immediately echoes that frequency back to you in the form of more lack. It collapses the wave of potential into an experience that matches your dominant signal. This is not a punishment. It is not a test. It is physics. The field is impartial. It is an amplifier. It is a mirror. It has been giving you exactly what your core being has been broadcasting, not what your lips have been saying. This is the source of all inconsistency. It's the reason you can meditate for an hour but then have one moment of deep-seated doubt that erases all your work. The doubt was the louder frequency. The doubt was the truer signal. This cognitive dissonance, this gap between the work you're doing and the results you're seeing, is the single greatest source of spiritual exhaustion on the planet. But that exhaustion ends now, because we are about to shift from a broken model to one that actually works. The new paradigm is this. You stop trying to shout louder. You stop forcing. You stop struggling. You stop trying to convince the universe of what you want. Instead, you turn your attention inward. The entire work is to calibrate your core frequency, to change the very tone of your being. You don't need more effort. You need more alignment. The question is no longer, how can I get what I want? The question is, what signal am I currently broadcasting, and does it resonate with the reality I wish to experience? This shift moves you from a hopeful shouter to a precise engineer. It's about becoming the frequency of the reality you desire. long before it ever appears. Because in the quantum world, the echo doesn't come later. The broadcast and the reflection are the same event. Where in your life have you been trying to shout positive words while your internal voice was vibrating with fear or doubt? For so long, the spiritual journey has been framed as a quest, a search. We see ourselves as a single, small point of light in a vast, infinite darkness, sending out a signal, a prayer, a hope, and waiting for something, anything, to respond from the great outside. This single belief is the source of all our spiritual exhaustion. It is the root of the subtle hopelessness that tells us we are small and the universe is big, that we are petitioners and reality is the silent king. Today we shatter that paradigm. The central paradox, the great revelation that unlocks the hidden path is this. We believe we are a small person sending a signal out into a big universe. The truth is the exact opposite. You are a broadcasting tower of consciousness, and the universe is the screen on which your signal is projected. Read that again in your mind. You are not the tiny radio sending a message. You are the station itself. Your entire reality, everything you see, touch, taste, and experience, is not a static place you were born into. It is a dynamic projection of your internal state. A perfect, flawless, immediate broadcast of your quantum signal. This is why everything changes right now. Because if this is true, it means you are never not manifesting. There is no on-off switch. Your reality, right, this second, is a perfect manifestation. It is a flawless echo of the signal you are currently broadcasting. If you want to change the projection on the screen, you don't run up to the screen and try to paint over it. You don't yell at the screen or beg the screen to change. You change the signal at the source. You change the broadcast from within. This is the observer effect explained simple. Your reality is not something you look at. It is a mirror reflecting the one who is looking. It is not an objective stage on which you act. It is a subjective projection of who you are. The power has never been out there. It has been inside of you, active and broadcasting, 100% of the time, without fail, since the moment of your existence. This flips the entire model of creation on its head. The work is no longer about effort. It's not about force, or struggle, or trying to bend reality to your will. Forcing an outcome is like a radio station trying to force the radio in your car to play a different song. It's absurd. The work isn't about shouting louder affirmations or visualizing with more intensity. It is about awareness. It is about calibration. It is about resonance. It is an effortless alignment, not a desperate struggle. You don't have to generate power. You are power. You simply have to become aware of the signal you're sending and consciously choose to broadcast a new one. The moment you change your frequency, the broadcast must change. It is a law of physics. The universe doesn't have a choice. The screen cannot defy the projector. This leads to the final, most profound transformation, a shift in your very identity. You are not a seeker, hoping for a response from a distant God. You are a creator, broadcasting a reality from the core of your being. This is not a title you earn. It is not a state you achieve after years of meditation. It is your fundamental nature, uncovered. You have been the broadcast tower all along, perhaps just running old programming by default. Awakening is simply the moment the engineer, you, walks into the control room and realizes they can choose the broadcast. This is the power you've been searching for. It was never lost. It was simply unrecognized. So I ask you to sit with this. What if your current reality isn't something that's happening to you, but a perfect broadcast of the signal you've been unconsciously sending? This isn't a theory. This isn't a beautiful idea to reflect upon. It is a living, breathing mechanic of reality, and your broadcast is already being received. The universe is sending you receipts. The quantum field is sending you delivery confirmations, but you have been taught to misinterpret them. You've been trained to see the proof of your power as a problem. Here are the 3 counterintuitive signs you've been misinterpreting, the signs that prove your signal has been heard, and the great repatterning of your reality has already begun. The first sign is the most jarring: sudden chaos or disruption. A relationship ends abruptly. A career path you thought was certain suddenly vanishes. A financial safety net tears without warning. Your entire life plan seems to shatter in a matter of days or weeks. The ego mind immediately labels this as failure, catastrophe. It screams, something has gone terribly wrong. But from the perspective of quantum physics, something has gone terribly right. That new signal you have begun to broadcast, that new frequency of worthiness, of freedom, of love, it is so powerful, so fundamentally different from your old broadcast, that it cannot exist in the old reality. The old structures, the old relationships, the old jobs, they were all built by your old signal. They are energetically incompatible with your new frequency. They cannot hold the new you. So the quantum field, in its infinite and impersonal intelligence, doesn't try to renovate the old house. It demolishes it. That chaos is not a punishment. It is a clearing. It is the most profound act of grace the universe can offer you. It is clearing space for the new, higher frequency reality to materialize. The job you lost was a cage your new sense of freedom could no longer tolerate. The relationship that ended was a conversation your new frequency of self-love could no longer participate in. This is not a collapse. It is a reconfiguration. It is the most potent evidence that your signal was received, loud and clear, and reality is now bending and breaking and reforming itself around your new center of gravity. When you see chaos, do not see failure. See proof. The second sign is more subtle, often dismissed as fantasy. Extreme synchronicities. You think of an old friend, and they text you within the hour. You see repeating numbers everywhere. 1111, 222, 444, on clocks, on license plates, on receipts. You have a problem, and you overhear strangers on the street discussing the exact solution. We are conditioned to dismiss this. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Or, the intellectual mind says, it's just the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. My brain is just noticing patterns it was already looking for. But what is a pattern? A pattern is a resonance, a frequency made visible. These are not random coincidences. They are data points. They are the first faint echoes of your new broadcast, solidifying into reality. As your new quantum signal radiates out, it begins to organize the field of infinite potential around you into new, coherent patterns. The synchronicities are the first threads of that new tapestry becoming visible. They are glitches in the old matrix. They are the universe winking at you. They are reality's way of saying, signal received. The new energetic grid is coming online. We are locking onto your new coordinates. Each synchronicity is a breadcrumb leading you from your old reality to your new one, confirming that you are on the right path. Do not dismiss them. Acknowledge them. Say thank you internally. You are witnessing the very fabric of your reality being rewoven in real time. The third sign is the most misunderstood of all. We often confuse it with a spiritual failure, a feeling of detachment or the void. This is the state where you feel strangely disconnected from your old life. The things that used to excite you now feel hollow. The friends you used to resonate with now feel distant. You don't feel sad necessarily. You just feel empty, untethered. You feel like you've let go of an old trapeze bar, but the new one hasn't swung into reach yet. We pathologize this state. We call it depression, apathy, being lost, and we desperately try to scramble back to the familiar shore of our old identity. You must understand, this is the most sacred space in the entire process of creation. This is the quantum superposition. In physics, before an electron collapses into a single point, it exists as a wave of pure potential. It is everywhere and nowhere at once. You have successfully let go of the old signal, the old identity, the old reality. You have stopped broadcasting, I am this limited person. But the new, more expanded signal has not yet fully condensed into a new physical reality. You are in the space between broadcasts. This is not an empty void. It is a pregnant void. It is the fertile darkness of the womb before new life emerges. It is the moment the cosmic architect has cleared the land and is about to pour the foundation for your new palace. To fear this void is to fear the very engine of creation. You must learn to rest here, to float in this space of pure potentiality. It is the confirmation that the old you is gone, and the new you is inevitable. What you called chaos is clearance. What you called coincidence is confirmation. What you called the void is the womb. These are not obstacles on your path. They are the path. They are the undeniable physical proof that you are a broadcasting tower and that the universe is not only listening, it is responding. Which of these signs have you been fighting against? And how does it feel to now see it as proof that your power is working? Comment which of these 3 signs you have been experiencing. Let's validate this shift for each other. Let's create a record of this mass awakening. Right here, right now. I read every single comment. You understand it. You see the proof in the world around you. But understanding is not enough. Seeing the proof is not the final step. The final step is becoming the proof itself. It is time to stop broadcasting by default and start broadcasting by design. Let's move beyond the mind, beyond the theory, and into the very fabric of your being. It is time to become the signal. If you are in a safe space to do so, I invite you to gently close your eyes. If not, simply allow your focus to soften. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the day, release the thoughts, release the need to figure anything out. Your only job in this moment is to feel. Let's begin. Phase 1. Observe your current signal. Without any judgment, without any need to change it, simply bring your awareness to your internal state right now. What is the energetic signature of your being in this moment? If your current quantum signal had a color, what color would it be? Don't think. Just allow the first impression to arise. A muted gray, a nervous yellow, a heavy deep blue. See it. Acknowledge it. If this signal had a sound, what would it be? Is it a low hum? A frantic static? A dissonant chord? Hear it. Allow it to be what it is. And if this signal had a physical sensation, where does it live in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A hollow feeling in your stomach? A tension in your shoulders? Feel it. This is the signal you have been broadcasting. There is no right or wrong. It is simply data. You are the observer, looking at the broadcast with complete neutrality, complete acceptance. You are simply noticing the starting point. Now, phase 2, choose the new frequency. I want you to call to mind your desired reality, but do not focus on the things. Don't see the car, the house, the person. I want you to feel the feeling you believe those things will give you. What is the core emotional essence of the reality you are calling into being? Is it the feeling of absolute freedom? The feeling of waking up every day with a profound sense of peace? Is it the vibration of unconditional love, radiating from you and to you? Is it the energy of vibrant, limitless health? The feeling of unshakable abundance, knowing you are supported in every moment? Choose one. Choose the feeling state that matters most. And now, let's give this new reality its own frequency. If this feeling of freedom, or love, or abundance had a color, what would it be? See it now. A brilliant shimmering gold? A vibrant electric emerald green? A soft, celestial white light? Let this color fill your inner vision. Let it be vivid, alive. If this new frequency had a sound, what would it be? Is it a perfect resonant tone? A beautiful orchestral swell? The sound of joyous laughter? The gentle sound of the ocean? Hear it. Let it fill your inner ears until it's all you can perceive. And if this new frequency had a sensation, where would you feel it in your body? A warmth spreading through your chest? A light, tingling sensation on your skin? A powerful, grounded feeling in your core? Feel it now. Anchor this sensation in your body. You have now identified the old signal and the new signal, the broadcast that was, and the broadcast that will be. Now for the most important step. Phase 3. Calibrate your frequency. With your inner awareness, I want you to imagine you are at a control panel. Inside your being, you see the color of the old signal, and right next to it, you see the brilliant, vibrant color of the new one. You hear the sound of the old frequency, and beside it, the beautiful harmony of the new. You feel the old sensation in your body, and you also feel the new one waiting. Now, with conscious intention, you are going to make a choice. You are going to tune your being. Imagine a dial, and as you turn this dial, you see the old, muted color begin to fade. And, with every millimeter you turn it, the new brilliant color grows brighter, more intense, more dominant. Keep turning. Watch as it expands, washing away the old hue until your entire inner world is saturated with this new, vibrant light. Now, focus on the sound. As you turn that dial, Here the old static or dissonance begin to fade into silence, and at the same time the new harmonious sound swells in volume. Listen as it becomes clearer, richer, more powerful, until it is the only sound you can hear. It is the symphony of your new reality playing within you. Finally, focus on your body. As you turn that dial, feel the old tension or hollowness begin to dissolve. It releases its grip, and in its place, the new sensation of warmth, of lightness, of grounded power expands from its anchor point. Feel it spreading through every cell, up your spine, down your arms and legs. A wave of this new reality's physical signature, reprogramming your very biology. You are no longer observing the frequency. You are changing it. You are calibrating it. You are becoming it. Now, the final phase. Phase 4. Dissolve into the signal. The calibration is complete. The new frequency is dominant. And now, you must release the final illusion. The illusion that there is a you and there is a signal. There is no separation. You are not broadcasting freedom. You are freedom. You are not broadcasting love. You are love. You are not broadcasting abundance. You are abundance. Let the image of the broadcast tower dissolve. Let the control panel disappear. Let the idea of you as a small operator of your energy field melt away. There is only the frequency. There is only the vibrant color, and you are inside it. You are made of it. There is only the perfect harmony, and you are the note. You are the symphony. There is only the glorious sensation in your body, and it is the very substance of your being. You are the signal. The broadcast and the broadcaster are one. Stay in this state. This is your true nature. This is your fundamental power. You are not a person creating a reality. You are a reality, creating itself. Breathe it in. Embody it fully. This is your new baseline. This is your point of origin. From this state, new realities are not attracted. They are simply revealed. They are the natural echo of who you now are. When you are ready, gently, slowly, begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. But as you return to the room, you are not returning as the same person who closed their eyes. You are bringing the signal with you. You are carrying this new frequency in every cell. This feeling is not a temporary state. It is your new home. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. As you embodied that new reality, what single word or feeling emerged as its undeniable essence? Hold on to that. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a quantum engineer. And your control panel, the very console from which you architect reality, is your state of being. That feeling you have right now, that is the broadcast. That inner state is the signal leaving the tower. For too long, this broadcast has been running on autopilot, programmed by old beliefs and unconscious reactions. No more. An engineer is nothing without their instruments. So, for those of you who want to know how to use consciousness for reality creation with true, undeniable precision, here are 3 engineer-grade tools to operate your control panel starting today. The first is the signal audit. It is a simple 60-second practice that moves your power from the realm of the unconscious to the conscious. Most of our day is spent broadcasting by default. The signal audit is the act of intentionally checking the data stream. Several times a day, I want you to stop. Set an alarm on your phone if you need to. And in that moment, close your eyes. Take one deep breath and ask your inner self a simple, non-judgmental question. What signal am I broadcasting right now? Don't think of an answer. Feel it. Is it the tight, contracted frequency of anxiety about a deadline? Is it the low, slow hum of resentment about a past event? Or is it the open, resonant frequency of peace? See it as a color, a sound, a vibration in your chest. The key here is zero judgment. You are not good or bad for the signal you find. You are an engineer, collecting data, that is all. This single practice, done consistently, is the difference between being a passenger in your reality and being the pilot. It is the foundational act of awareness. Once you've audited the signal, you need a way to change it. This brings us to the second tool, frequency calibration. This is where most people get it wrong. They find a signal of fear, and they try to fight it, to suppress it, to argue with it. But fighting fear is still broadcasting on the frequency of fear. You are giving it your energy. An engineer doesn't fight a bad signal, they simply override it with a new, clearer one. This is frequency calibration. When your signal audit reveals a frequency you do not wish to broadcast, lack, worry, frustration, your job is not to analyze it. Your job is to choose a new one. Instantly. You will do this by choosing a thought, a memory, or a feeling that is the perfect resonant match for your desired reality. Not the thing itself, but the feeling of it. If you desire abundance, don't force yourself to picture money. Instead, recall the feeling of overwhelming gratitude you felt once, or the feeling of the sun on your skin, or the unconditional love for a pet. That feeling is the frequency. It is the new signal, and you will hold that feeling, that new frequency, in your body for just 17 seconds. Quantum physics hints that this is a critical threshold, a point where a thought gathers enough energy to attract other, similar thoughts and begin to influence the quantum field. Breathe into that new feeling. Let it fill your cells. For 17 seconds, you become the broadcast of that new reality. You are not asking for it. You are not hoping for it. You are emitting it as a present tense fact. This is your override command. This leads to the third, and perhaps most powerful tool, non-resistant observation. What happens when you've calibrated your signal of abundance, but you get an unexpected bill in the mail? The untrained person reacts. They see the bill, feel the panic, and immediately their quantum signal reverts to lack. They have just seen the echo of an old broadcast and mistaken it for a live report. They have allowed the past to rewrite their present signal. A quantum engineer does not react. They observe. When reality presents you with feedback that doesn't match your new conscious broadcast, you must see it for what it is, a data point. It is the cosmic echo of a signal you are no longer sending. Look at the unwanted circumstance without emotional charge. Say to yourself, interesting, that is the feedback from my old frequency, data received, and then, calmly, deliberately, you return to tool number 2. You recalibrate. You find the feeling of your new reality and you broadcast it again, right in the face of the contradictory evidence. This is mastery. This is not spiritual bypassing. It is spiritual engineering. You are not denying the 3D reality. You are simply refusing to let it dictate your frequency. You understand that your job is to hold the new signal until the echo of reality has no choice but to change to match it. These 3 tools, the signal audit, frequency calibration, and non-resistant observation, are not a one-time fix. This is your new daily practice. It is your mental and emotional hygiene, as essential as brushing your teeth. Your primary work in this world is no longer about hustling and struggling out there. Your primary work is to maintain the integrity of your quantum signal in here, because from that signal, all else is born. What is the very first old signal, a recurring worry or fear, you will consciously override with a new frequency the moment this video ends? You now understand the quantum signal. You have the signs to decode reality's feedback, the embodiment practice to become the frequency, and the engineer's tools to consciously broadcast your desired state of being. This is a profound level of mastery. You are consciously broadcasting your reality, but your signal doesn't broadcast into a void. It never did. It broadcasts into a network where every other signal is connected, a living web of consciousness that spans the entire cosmos. This is the established, undeniable principle of quantum entanglement, the discovery that 2 particles, once connected, remain linked across any distance. What happens to one instantly influences the other. Space and time become irrelevant. This is the next horizon of your power. This is where the architect of a single reality begins to understand the architecture of the universe itself. When your consciously engineered signal, the one you have just learned to command, meets the fundamental law of entanglement, you don't just create your reality. You create in concert with the entire universe. The synchronicities you once saw as simple signs, as echoes, now become conversations. They evolve. From being confirmations of your broadcast to invitations for collaboration, reality begins to speak back to you, not just in reflections, but in proposals, in opportunities that seem to come from nowhere, guided by an intelligence far beyond your individual mind. We will explore this network together. In our next video, titled Quantum Entanglement Explained, how your signal connects to everything instantly. We will dismantle the illusion of separation and show you how your internal shift can instantaneously ripple across the entire field. And after that, we will dive even deeper into why synchronicities are happening more often and how to command them. You have awakened the hidden path. You are the signal. And now you're about to discover you are also the network. The conversation with the universe has just begun. Now that you know you are the broadcaster, what if you could collaborate with every other broadcast in the universe to create something even greater? Subscribe and turn on all notifications. In our next video, Quantum Entanglement Explained, we explore the network that connects all reality, and you won't want to miss it. This is where personal creation becomes cosmic co-creation.